What's going on, everybody? And I hope you're enjoying your Hump Day Wednesday morning so far. NYG Jeffy T85 here, and I'm going to talk about the WWE. And this is one of the most difficult times that WWE might be going through, because we all know about the WWE merging with the UFC, with Endeavor, and that this is going to result in unfortunate impending WWE releases of talent coming up in the next couple of weeks. In fact, WrestleVotes spoke to GiveMeSports recently, and they said about WWE's future plans and noted that WWE is expected to be making some roster cuts to their talent sometime around before the beginning of July and before we get to Money in the Bank on July 1st. Names were not mentioned, and there's always a chance that this can end up not happening, but because of the business side of things and because of the fact that the WWE is going to be merging with a new company, that this is just unfortunately the circumstances when you're in any type of business, is that some people are going to lose their jobs, and you don't ever want to see anybody lose their jobs at all. In fact, WrestleVotes talked to GiveMeSports, and they said they could see a minor batch of releases go down before July rolls around. And of course, it was also noted that there is hope that this doesn't happen, because nobody wants to see someone lose their job. And they went on to say even more. I don't know the names at all, but I know a source that has said to expect a minor batch of releases prior to July 1st. I think that's just business. Hopefully I'm wrong on that one, but I would expect prior to the second half of the year a few cuts just because of circumstances that the company finds themselves in right now. And obviously, Ringside News exclusively reported that WWE has not made any calls to lay off office employees since the Endeavor merger of WWE and UFC, and that might change for the roster because Triple H could trim some of the names in that not too distant future. And as we all know, Vince McMahon is going to have a say because he is obviously the chief executive officer. He's the chairman of the WWE, and he's going to have a say on what talents he might want to see stick with the company and what talents he might want to see go. Nobody ever wants to talk about this situation. Everybody wants to talk about, seeing anybody ever lose their job. And it's unfortunate that, some of these WWE talents that haven't been featured enough, either on the NXT brand or have really been just featured on backstage segments or featured in, not really been featured on Raw and SmackDown as of recently and don't really see a future with the company, that they might have to see their futures go up in smoke, and they might not be part of the WWE roster anymore. And it sucks. I mean, I think of talents like Akira Tozawa, who was phenomenal a few years ago in the Cruiserweight Classic tournament in 2016. And the job that he was doing when they brought back the Cruiserweight division on Monday Night Raw, and the impact that he was potentially making. I mean, and then he's really not been utilized at all on TV. He's been more of a comedy character. I think of somebody like Xia Li, who I think has a lot of talent, hard-hitting female star. But really, since her run that she had in NXT, she's really done nothing on the main roster. She's just pretty much been there on like little backstage 2-second vignettes. I mean, I could see her not being there. Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo, who, as Los Lotharios, they really have not been used much on television. They've been pretty much more of a comedy team, if anything. I mean, WWE just doesn't know what to do with them, but this would be just absolutely unfortunate if this ends up happening. And can I see WWE potentially maybe backtracking on maybe not releasing any talents? Absolutely. WWE might not want to try to release any talents because A, they might not need to, and B, maybe they can find a way to feature some of these talents that haven't been shown on television a little bit more. And WWE might decide, hey, we're not going to release any more talent. We're going to let these people stick with the company, and we're going to try to find some use for them. But at the same time, you already have a roster that's very overbloated. You already have a roster that has a ton of people on it. Maybe some of these people could benefit on going on the independent scene and maybe trying to see if they can revive, get some notoriety back on the independent scene, and maybe they can find a way to get enough of a following, get enough of a, resurgence, much like Cody Rhodes did, much like Drew McIntyre did, much like Chelsea Green did, much like Matt Cardona did on the independent scene. And then this could end up giving something good for their careers going forward, and maybe, just maybe, whoever unfortunately could get released, because I expect there's going to be releases. I would be shocked if WWE doesn't make any releases from now until then, because it's just part of the business. So at this point, whoever ends up getting released, maybe you can try to rebuild your stock on the independent scene, and then you could just end up making a bigger impact when you eventually make your return to the WWE. WWE might be calling you later on and seeing if you want to make a return to the company. So I don't like reporting about this. I don't like talking about this. Nobody does in the wrestling industry when you hear about people that have to possibly lose their jobs. But it just sounds like that WWE is going to be making some roster cuts, and hopefully things change. But whoever ends up getting released, hopefully these guys and gals can find a way to, get some type of revival on the independent scene. So I don't like talking about this. That's why I'm very somber trying to talk about this. But it sounds like, according to WrestleVotes, talking to GiveMeSports, that there is going to be some minor releases coming on the WWE roster. It's just a question of who might get released and what could be next for the WWE going forward in terms of, their talent. But either way, hit that like button if you haven't already, and give a sub to NYGJeffyT85. More news updates and chatter surrounding the WWE. Turn on the bell for notifications of the next video or short dropping on the channel surrounding the WWE. And you guys let me know in the comment section how you feel about the potential releases in the WWE, some potential talents being laid off in the company due to the merger happening with WWE and UFC in the Endeavor merger, and what could be next for the WWE heading into Night of Champions this Saturday afternoon, and obviously Money in the Bank and SummerSlam coming on later on in this year. Thank you very much, everybody. I hope all the rest of you enjoy your Hump Day Wednesday. Take it easy, and let's see what the WWE is cooking for us on Friday Night SmackDown and Night of Champions this Saturday, and then Monday Night Raw.